But I had to figure, I'm like, okay, I have to figure out my space in it.
I just feel like you're a queen. You shouldn't have to talk to peasants. You're you.
With accusations, countersuits, and now even celebrity cameos adding to the chaos, the legal drama surrounding Tony Buzbee, Jay-Z, and Roc Nation is playing out like a Hollywood thriller. This explosive story began with a lawsuit against music mogul Scene Communications, and Jay-Z has since spiraled into a messy web of allegations involving shady investigators and claims of planned smear campaigns. But how did it get to this point, and why is it making headlines? Let's dissect everything.
And that's the sad part, because whether it's a real lawsuit or something that you're just shooting to see if you can get some money, you can sue anybody for anything. But the sad thing about it is, if the person loses that suing, nothing happens.
It all started when Tony Buzbee, a Houston-based attorney known for taking on high-profile cases, announced that he was representing more than 100 people in a series of lawsuits against Scene Communications. The lawsuits, according to Buzbee, detailed years of inappropriate behavior and misconduct, with some of the accusations dating back decades. Things got out of hand when an unnamed accuser named Jane Doe filed a case alleging that Jay-Z and Communications were involved in an incident that happened during an awards after-party in 2000. The public was immediately drawn to the graphic and shocking claims, but almost immediately after the lawsuit was filed, Jay-Z and his Eagle Deagle team came out, calling the accusations false and accusing Buzbee of using the legal system as a publicity stunt.
That's life. Everything is life. It happens for you. Everything is for your greatest good.
In a statement that went viral, Jay-Z, whose real name is Sean Carter, went one step further and sued Buzbee, accusing the lawyer of extortion, and said the accusations were part of a bigger plot to damage his reputation. Jay-Z spoke directly to Buzbee, calling him a desperate ambulance chaser and promising to fight back. Carter said that his staff would demonstrate that the accusations were unfounded. This sentiment was echoed by Jay-Z's attorney, Alex Spiro, who accused Buzbee of not thoroughly investigating his client's story before bringing the lawsuit. However, BBI wasn't backing down and filed a second lawsuit, this time against Roc Nation, the entertainment company that was founded by Jay-Z, along with attorneys Marcy Croft and Quinn Emanuel. According to BBI investigators working on behalf of Roc Nation were approaching his former clients posing as state officials and offering them
We intend to name people in these lawsuits. We're not going to do it in interviews. We're not going to do it, without doing our due diligence, because obviously, these types of allegations.
The accusations were sensational. Buzbee recounted an incident in which detectives appear at people's residences brandishing fictitious badges and claiming to be on behalf of the state of Texas. In one case, Gerardo Garcia, a former client of Boobies, claimed he was approached by two people who offered him money in exchange for joining a class action lawsuit against the Boobie law firm. Garcia claims that once he declined their offer, the investigators became combative and he ultimately chose to sue them for harassment. BI's lawsuit depicts a concerted effort to damage his reputation and prevent him from bringing legal action against Jay-Z and Communications, who went too far, were careless, and were foolishly apprehended. In a scathing statement, Buzbee vowed to hold all parties responsible.
I think, like I said, for me, I was going to ask you what your predictions is. For me, if Jay-Z is successful at what he's doing right now, this is going to set a principle for a lot of these type of cases.
The underlying hostility that appears to be developing between Buzbee and Jay-Z's camp behind the public declaration and legal maneuvers is what makes this conflict even more fascinating. According to individuals close to the case, the story of two powerful corporations engaged in a battle not only over lawsuits but also over reputations and influence suggests that this feud is about controlling the public narrative as much as it is about the courtroom. These relentless attacks are challenging Jay-Z's status as a cultural icon in Roc Nation's sweeping reach, and neither side seems prepared to concede.
I anticipate that we're going to start filing lawsuits. It may not be big names at first, but we have a long list of names, and you might imagine.
Further escalating the controversy, rumors have emerged that Buzbee is collaborating with private detectives to find any more proof of wrongdoing connected to Roc Nation's purported strategies. Based on materials that were released through years of transactions involving Roc Nation and its affiliates, Buzbee's team has been searching for trends of dubious behavior. According to reports, one particularly juicy lead concerns a former Roc Nation employee who says he or she has previously seen similar attempts to discredit other legal opponents. Although these claims are unsubstantiated, they suggest a possible larger strategy used by the company to uphold its dominance in the entertainment sector. Meanwhile, some legal professionals are analyzing how this case can establish a standard for how well-known solicitors and businesses resolve conflicts going forward. This case is distinct since it involves more than just a famous person. Feud is a legal conflict. Giants stated that if Bobby's allegations are validated, a well-known lawyer who is not engaged in the case could reveal a strategy used by large corporations to safeguard their reputation that could have an impact on other industries. However, detractors contend that by using aggressive techniques, Bobby runs the risk of losing credibility, particularly if some of his allegations are shown to be false.
Okay, so last hour when we left off, you had asked me did Tony Buzbee respond to Jay-Z?
Yes.
And he did. So he responded to
Social media has erupted with arguments about who is right as the public debate surrounding this legal battle reaches new heights of intensity. While some supporters of Buzbee see him as a crusader against corporate corruption, others are rallying behind Jay-Z. The lawsuit's hashtags have been trending for weeks, and conspiracy theories about the extent of the alleged misconduct are circulating. Some users have even drawn comparisons between this case and other scandals involving influential people in the entertainment industry, implying that this may only be the beginning. This case is no longer merely a legal one, it's a cultural moment. However, in a statement, a representative for Roc Nation branded Boo's complaint pathetic and accused him of attempting to divert attention from his own legal issues, dismissing the charges as baseless. The final result won't be altered by this sideshow. The statement said one of the attorneys involved in Bobby's lawsuit, Marcy Croft, also commented, calling the accusations fantastical and asserting that they were part of a last-ditch effort to divert attention from Bobby's growing issues. We look forward to having these false allegations dismissed, Croft said.
Buzbee said because he's alleging that Jay-Z's team and Jay-Z had private investigators and a bunch of people reaching out to former employees of the firm.
To further complicate things in recent litigation, two of Buzbee's former clients accused the lawyer of fraud and unethical behavior. One of the customers, the other client, Adam Griffin, claims that BBUI missold him during a personal injury case and took an unreasonable cut of his settlement. Both lawsuits have fueled the fire with Roc Nation, claiming that they prove Buzbee is the one with a pattern of misconduct. Matthew Ray Thompson claims that Blue Beast firm withheld funds he was entitled to after a workplace injury, using the money for their own gain. In a series of social media tweets, Nicki Minaj has now joined the discussion, endorsing Buzbee and posing queries over Jay-Z's background. Minaj criticized Roc Nation and Desiree Perez, the company's president, for allegedly shielding wealthy males at the expense of victims. Minaj didn't hold back when she brought up long-running rumors regarding Jay-Z's connections with younger women and asked why these claims hadn't been looked into more fully. We want answers. The audience deserves to know the truth about what actually occurs behind closed doors in the entertainment industry, Minaj wrote.
She is, I mean, just her name alone just defines greatness, right? You know, like just her.
Fans and critics are divided over Minaj's remarks, which have generated a heated online debate. While some have applauded her for speaking out and arguing that it's time for influential people like Jay-Z to be held accountable, others have accused her of using the incident to settle her own scores with Roc Nation, citing her ongoing feud with Megan Thee Stallion, who was signed to the company regardless of her intention. While Jane Doe's claims against Jay-Z and communications have come under increased scrutiny in recent weeks due to Minaj's involvement, the accuser acknowledged in an interview with a major news outlet that there were inconsistencies in her story, including information about who was present at the alleged incident and how she left the party, even though she maintained that something happened that night. The contradictions were used by Jay-Z's legal team as proof that the lawsuit should be dropped because the timeline, location, and events cannot be explained, claiming that the accusations are unsupportable.
Buzbee saying I did that not because we want to shake you down, but because you tried to scare my client, so she wants to come out swinging too. She's not backing down.
Despite these setbacks, BBI has made it clear that he isn't giving up. In a letter to the court, he asserted that Rock M's alleged attempts to bribe and threaten his former clients are part of a larger plan to obstruct justice, and accused Jay-Z and his team of using intimidation tactics to discredit his client and silence other potential accusers. Buzbee writes about more than one case in this article. As the legal battle continues, the stakes are rising due to numerous lawsuits, public accusations, and even celebrities likening the story. Neither side is backing down for the time being, and it's unclear how this complex web of accusations and counterclaims will ultimately unfold. What do you think? Are these merely desperate attempts to divert attention from the truth? Or is there something more going on here? Could this be the start of a reckoning for some of the most powerful figures in the entertainment industry? Please share your thoughts below and stay tuned for more updates.